Hello, welcome back to another video. What do we have today? More decoy voice. And what is he talking about? More LA strikes, because of course, why not? Why wouldn't there be fucking another one? You know? It's not like we have one every other week this fucking year now. For some reason, people apparently have nothing better to do in this goddamn city. So yeah, let's get into it. LA is broke and workers are furious. Yeah, I'm angry that I'm broke, but I'm not out there wasting my time. I'm literally applying at other places.
Los Angeles County workers went on strike yesterday, but
I like how it's all primarily like nurses and shit too. Like, what do you have here? Scrubs, male nurse, female nurse back here. Another nurse.
Through the crosswalks, as over 55,000 union members began blocking the streets. And when they refused to leave, they had to be arrested, wasting more of the city's tax dollars at their demand.
55,000 plus LA County union workers on strike on KTLA. Goddamn. You know what's sad and pathetic? That they only do this when Trump's in office. Yeah, I'm going there. They only do this when Trump's in office. We never saw a single fucking protest at all about our lives being shitty, about the economy being bad at when fucking Biden was in office. And I think to make matters worse, Kamala's like leading here in California, which is so stupid. Why is she? Why? No one likes her. Her own side doesn't fucking like her. Why is she the leading candidate for governor of California? Just so she can fuck it up even more? Great.
Now they are blocking basically access to the 110 freeway. So they definitely did not, they wanted to try and avoid any of the protesters from blocking off the streets.
They will just, handcuff each of these protesters, take them away.
Great. Good.
Processing, and of course, it'll be up to the city attorney whether to actually file.
LAPD has declared an unlawful assembly. LA County union workers block streets. Good. They wouldn't block the streets if we allowed, I don't know, the people driving to just run them over. They'd get out of the streets real fucking quick if they realize that their lives mean nothing, and that people on the road should be able to just run these people over. I said it, and I meant it. You should be able to run over these protesters in the middle of the road and just leave them there for dead. You'd see a drastic drop in protesters deciding to block the streets and instead just staying on the fucking sidewalk.
Charges of
but no, that's not humane. Well, then don't treat these fucking people like humans if they don't want to act like humans. Crazy fucking concept.
They want your movement to fail faster than blocking the street.
Yep.
Issues are with the city, not the citizens. And making your neighbors late to work to punish your boss only advertises your idiocy. Again, reinforcing why I don't think you deserve a raise. As the more you learn about their protest,
it's so dumb.
Confusing it seems.
They say they want a new contract and they want better pay.
But the county says it's in a budget crunch and doesn't have the money. How will this impact you? Non-urgent clinics.
You know what's hilarious to me? These are all government employees. These are all people who work for the county, and their paychecks come from the taxpayers' dollar. These are all civil servants being bitchy and moany that people don't want to pay them more.
Closed today and tomorrow. Some mobile health services will be paused as well, including mobile therapy for children.
That's wild.
Are closed. Some beach restrooms.
They're closing mobile therapy for children. Oh my god, those poor fucking children won't be able to go to the mobile therapy and will instead have to go to an office. Oh my god, boo fucking who. Poor children. God forbid the therapist does, I don't know, a Zoom call if that's the case, if the kid is agoraphobic or some shit. God forbid they do a Zoom call therapy or a house visit therapy, you know, in a private room, the kids' room even, if that's where they feel most comfortable. But no, it's the mobile therapy. Oh God, these poor children. How will they get their therapy? It's not like they can get it from other means. Boo-hoo.
Will be closed.
Morale is low. People are overworked. They need to hire more employees and just across the board make things.
So
Now
stupid.
would not be the time to demand the city spend more money, not only in increasing your wages, but hiring additional workers they can't afford. As the city is broke, at nearly $1 billion with layoffs coming in the near future. And though the mayor already went to the governor to beg for a bailout, the state is also broke with their debt at over $500 billion.
Yeah, that's wild. That's fucking wild that California alone is $500 billion in debt. Thanks, Newsom. Thanks for that, governors of California. No, you know who I really should be thanking? Thank you, Reagan. Thank you, almighty Reagan, so much for turning this state and locking this state blue. Thank you so fucking much. I'm so glad you pardoned all those illegals thinking they would be Republicans, only for them to switch on you and become Democrats and locking California blue permanently. Thank you so much, Reagan. The greatest fucking thing you ever did for this country. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that people want the Reagan era back. Yeah.
Day to say, let's show them what this disgusting, broken city looks like without us. Still disgusting and broken. Hopefully this doesn't impact who they choose to lay off. Now, I do understand there can be positive arguments for unions, but in recent history, they're really
bullies.
backfire quite frequently. Back in 2023, the Writers Guild famously went on strike, impacting several shows. And in the next year,
which was fucking wild,
wrote about not being able to find work. And the year after, more massive union layoffs. Kinda sounds like how UPS
UPS workers approved 5-year. Okay.
also had union negotiations in 2023. Only from mere months after their new deal, they also cut a bunch of jobs. Fast forward a year later with more layoffs, except they're blaming Trump. As I can somewhat demand.
Wow, they even went there. That's fucking wild. Now I retract my statement at the start about going there. All right, they went there. Fuck it. Where were these protests when Biden was in office? How come no one was complaining when Biden was president and I don't know, the economy was shit? Yeah, they had the Writers Guild, you know, but let's be honest, those were just a bunch of woke liberals complaining that they weren't allowed to push their woke liberal leftist shows. That's really all that was.
Ending a raise if your industry is bringing in massive amounts of money and you're these uniquely skilled workers that everything is contingent on, but not if you're constantly underperforming, going broke, or becoming obsolete just at the cusp of being replaced with emerging technology. But that's exactly what's happening, as the California Fast Food Workers Union is celebrating the county workers' strike, forgetting that also in 2023, the McDonald's workers went on strike. And now many of their locations have introduced automation.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, dude.
Customer service, with competitors like Wendy's doing the same exact thing. And Taco Bell is also implementing these
This is honestly pathetic and sad from these corporations. This right here is just pathetic and sad. Cause these realistically are entry-level jobs. No one should be trying to make a living at McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's shouldn't be your, I'm gonna work here and I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna be able to afford. No, fuck no, that's retarded as shit. You can only do that if you're smart with your money and you actually like invest your money and shit. That's the only way you can do that. And even then you're essentially getting a second job because that'll take up a lot of your time. But like, this is also just fucking retarded in my opinion. That corporations just, instead of just fucking, I don't know, doing slightly better, they do this. But then again, like I said, these people fucking work at these fast food places and they try to make a fucking career out of it. And it's like, no, like realistically, no, you shouldn't be trying to work here for 20 years and then retire. That's fucking ludicrous. To try, like, what? It's like, it's the same when I see people celebrating working 40 years in retail. It's like, you spent 40 years of your life doing this? Really? Out of anything else? No other way to try to like say to like do anything with your money? No, just all right, cool, weird. I guess that's the difference between my mindset and theirs, which is why I'm probably gonna be richer than them in the future.
Serve kiosks with the same exact fast food workers union today,
Yeah.
celebrating their Taco Bell workers strike.
That's wild.
And as someone that worked in fast food for over 4 years, I can somewhat sympathize with how hard that job is. But in
Yeah.
California, they already make $20 an hour.
20. I'm working, like I said, I work in a warehouse and I make fucking $17 an hour. I'm busting my back, fucking pulling muscles and shit, loading boxes on pallets for $17 an hour. Then you have some fucking dumb bitch flipping a burger making $20 an hour. Cool. That's so fucking, like, great, dude. Great. I'm so glad that they're making so much more than me, even though I'm doing harder work. Because trust me, I've seen some of these fast food locations and they're dead for fucking hours. Like where I work, there's like 3 fast food places and all 3 of them are fucking beyond dead. Like I'll only see like one of them have like a lot of traffic, and that's because it's fucking Popeyes. The other 2 barely get all that much traffic, and they're both still pretty fucking popular. They're burger joints. But it's like, brother, it's wild, dude, that they're getting paid more.
Which goes to show that you can never make them happy until
Yeah.
they completely topple the system into something.
I'd love to be making
unsustainable.
$20 an
Right now
hour.
in California, if I just want 2 regular meals from Carl's Jr., it's over $30, and that's minus
Yeah.
the cashier and me just picking it up. But the new mayor in Oakland wants a $50 minimum wage.
You're calling for a $50 an hour federal minimum wage. Can you explain
That is
how that would be
wild.
sustainable for small businesses? You have 60 seconds.
It's
First,
not.
I owned and ran a small business for 11 years.
Okay, was this 11 years pre 2020 or 11 years post 2020? Hell, we'll even go farther back. Was this based on your age? You look like you've been around for more than 50 years on this earth. Was this before the year 2000 or after the year 2000? Before 9/11 happened or after 9/11? You know, when the markets were booming or before they started crashing? Like I'd love to know when your small business was. Was your small business run when you could afford a decent living on like literally $10 an hour because inflation wasn't that high? Where you could buy a car of the year and a 2-bedroom house. No, not even like a 3-bedroom house and have 2 kids and live on that salary? Was that when you could afford? Was that when you started your small business, or now when it's fucking nigh impossible to live off of minimum wage? Granted, yes, there should be benefits to like help small businesses and shit. But at the same time, $50 for federal? The federal minimum wage right now is like $7.50, some shit like that. Like, I'd say make the federal minimum wage like fucking $10, $15 and go from there. So that way it kickstarts some of these other fucking places and then start putting government fucking subsidies to get fucking buildings built. So that way you have more fucking places to employ people. Renovate the fucking all the factories and shit that have been shut down in all these small areas. Like, what? You can't just increase the minimum wage and think that's gonna solve all these issues. That's stupid as shit. Like, holy fuck, dude.
I created hundreds of jobs.
And I'll save you the time. She never explains why this will work, just that she used to run businesses in California.
Oh, the
And I don't
Kamala
believe
strat.
she
Got
ever
it.
paid $50 to her entry-level workers. Just
I
that
doubt
her
it.
businesses were paid for by the taxpayers,
Yeah.
getting no bid contracts and grants for minority and woman
If they were all paid for by taxpayer dollars, that means she probably went bankrupt most of the time and had to get government bailouts. Just saying.
Businesses. And it seems like I'm drifting off topic, but I'm not, as this is the exact nonsense that stops hospital workers from getting raises for several years where they barely make more than McDonald's cashiers. Well, these
that's
types
wild.
don't think to vote out their socialist leadership, collapsing the system around them. They think they can fix it by throwing a fit and blocking the streets. So if you appreciate my concise commentary,
and Kamala's the one that's
then go.
Kamala's leading. It's so stupid. And Kamala's the one that's leading right now for California. It's the dumbest shit in the world. Holy fuck, dude. Miss, we raised this much money, but somehow still wound it up in debt for... Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, she should be in charge of this fucking country. Fucking sure. Lick my ball sack. Anyways. I hope you enjoyed. These protests are fucking like... The nurses and all that shit, I understand that's valid. I can see why the nurses should. They should be the ones protesting. But these fucking fast food places, get the fuck out of here, dude. Some of these fast food places are making $20 an hour. Yeah, they don't even work for like 90% of their shift. Especially the ones that are open 24/7. Cool. Some dudes making 8 hours of just sitting there doing nothing, working night shift because the location's in a dead area. That's fucking great, dog. That's so cool. I mean, yeah, I hate it so much, dude. Nurses and doctors should totally get raises. I can see why they should get raises. Fast food workers, fuck no. No. Starbucks, all that shit, nah. $20 an hour and they still fuck up your order, by the way. They still forget shit. They still forget, like, it's so fucking stupid. And then they'll bitch and moan that they should get paid more. For what? Fucking up my order? No. Like, no, you should not get fucking paid more. No, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid argument. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoy. Let me know what y'all think of these idiotic strikes. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree? Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazzimus, and I will catch y'all in the next one later. Is she on a chair, that lazy bitch?